Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So we are at Cruise, kick off the Cruise weekend here in Saskatoon, and I'm at Roland Steel. I'm with the owner operator of Roland Steel. This is Darren. Hey Darren, thanks for having us by. So you've got a kind of an open house deal here today.
Yeah, we try to do this every Cruise weekend since we've been here. So
yeah, this is a third annual for you.
Yeah.
You've got a barbecue. This goes from 10 till 3 today.
Yeah.
And the proceeds from the barbecue are going to
go to the ALS of Saskatchewan.
ALS.
Yeah. Cool. We also have a young girl here who had her Make-A-Wish come true a couple years ago.
Yeah.
So she's selling lemonade at her little stand. So hopefully they can make some money for Make-A-Wish.
I'm going to do a walk around later outside, and we'll get to see her and her stand. We're going to do a little tour of Roland Steel here. So this is Darren's showroom, a real impressive building, and we're going to walk around, show you the back. I'm going to follow Darren here. He's going to give us an official tour of the place. So how long have you been at this location, Darren?
We've been at this location for 3.5 years. We're here mostly because there was a paint booth in the building when we moved in. And for what we do, we needed a new paint booth, or to have a paint booth.
That is handy. That's a full-size automotive paint booth.
Yeah, you betcha. I painted a couple cars in there already too. So
yeah, your Trans Am.
Yeah, I did my Trans Am in there, and I did a race truck for a guy, and so yeah, it's pretty handy to have whenever I want to paint something, I can paint it. So yeah, no, it's was really nice to have it already in there.
Very cool. Very cool.
So,
let's look at some of your equipment here.
Yeah.
You've got some neat stuff.
So being a wheel shop, as much as doing SGI repair and stuff is nice, I really like doing custom building wheels and doing modifications to factory wheels to make them, you know, if you got a Corvette rally wheel and you want more tire, and making it wider and things like that. So like this machine, this lathe we bought, it's an old lathe, but it's really good for cutting wheels apart and doing some machining to wheels to make make things wider and do different things. We got right now I'm working on a set of these are styled steel Camaro wheels and Chevelle wheels from like 1970, 71 too. They are normally 15 by 7s, and we're going to make them a 15 by 8. These ones are quite challenging to do, but when they're done, they're just so awesome that you can have an 8-inch rim. When you're done, when you're all done, what ends up happening is the factory 7 that you would have on the front of the car, the trim ring fits like this.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And then when you're done with the 8, we set it up so that when you're done, the trim ring basically fits like that.
Oh, okay.
So it looks factory. You can use your factory trim rings, but you get that extra inch so you can put a bigger tire on the back.
Deeper. So you not only repair wheels here, but you also custom make, build, and order and sell, and anything to do with wheels.
Yeah, we try to do as much as we can. I really like doing the modifications of factory over anything else. I would rather take someone's factory wheels and do something cool with them than sell them brand new wheels.
Yeah,
that's just my preference.
Yeah,
but
just build, custom make stuff.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah,
this is a huge lathe.
Oh yeah, it's much bigger than we needed, but when I went to go buy one, this one was about half the price of one, half the size.
Yeah.
Because it takes up so much space, nobody wanted it. So they were like, we'll make you a deal. So it was a really good price. Eventually I would like to downsize to get a bit smaller one, but one of the things that's really nice about it is the swing. It will swing a 20, I can get a 22.5 in here if I really needed to.
Wow.
So yeah, it's nice to have that much swing because we deal lots with bigger wheels. So
very cool.
It allows us to do stuff like that. Yeah, it's not new. It's probably from the late 70s, early 80s, but man, does it ever work good.
So you're able to cut out the face of the wheel and install it in whatever bell you want.
Yep, you betcha. We do that quite a bit. Here's some barrels these are the barrels that are going to be actually used for those These were actually started out as Chevy half-ton rally wheels.
Ah,
So we cut the center out and prep them up, and then now I have to do the machining to the centers, and so that we can do the rest of the work.
and you need the right equipment for that. What's
Yeah.
in front of me here, Darren?
This is probably our pride and joy of the whole business. This is our CNC lathe. So what this thing does is, it's a 2-axis CNC. It will resurface machine-faced wheels. So lots of these new cars have a wheel that the pocket is painted a color, and then the face is high-speed machine, so it looks really shiny, and then it's clear-coated. And this machine reproduces that finish.
Wow.
So it's got, it basically programs itself. It doesn't need to be done by hand. There's a probe here. I don't have it turned on. I should probably have it turned on, but there's a probe here. You turn this thing around, the probe will come down and touch the wheel and mark out the wheel, and then it will cut it. So it's pretty nice machine. It's, when we bought it, it's now 3 years old. When we bought it, it was one of probably the best ones on the market. They have a new version of this one now that's just came out last year. That's got a few extra little features on it that when the time comes, I definitely like to upgrade. But it is a very good machine, and it's been very problem-free for the 3 years we've been using it. It's cut lots of wheels. We've machined at least, well, that's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, probably 900 wheels with it so far. So yeah, and it's been, I haven't had to tighten the belt on it yet or anything. It's been a good machine. So I've been super happy with it. It was well worth the money spent.
Very, very cool.
Yeah.
And you got to have that kind of stuff to do what you're doing.
Well, that's the thing. It's really important to have good equipment. Like, it's pretty hard to say you're the best wheel shop in town if you don't have good equipment.
Right.
And it's the same thing with our tire machine and balancer. You know, we have a full paint prep area over there for prepping the wheels and getting them ready. We have lots of wheels here right now that are in the process of getting done. We have some wheels that we've already redone. Some small amount of stock. I don't usually have a lot because it's hard to know what's going to sell. So it's, you know, you spend a bunch of time to restore a wheel and then nobody needs that wheel for 5 years. So
yeah.
I prefer to just restore people's wheels as they come in the door.
Build them as they need them.
Yeah. But yeah, we do have some stuff here and some neat stuff. These are actually 70s Trans Am road race wheels for GM. So they would have been on like a 69 or 70 Camaro that was ran in the Trans Am series. That's the wheel that would have been on the car. It has no center cap. It takes a special race style lug nut.
Wow.
It's a very neat set of wheels. When the right guy comes in for those, he's going to be super happy because they're going to make the car exactly the way it's supposed to be. So
cool.
So yeah, so we have a wheel straightener for fixing bent wheels, which we see lots of. Lots of times people don't even know their wheel is bent when it comes in for refinishing. We find that it's bent, so we wind up straightening it for them as well.
So this is primarily steel wheels?
Nope, this will do aluminum. Actually,
wow.
we do more aluminum than anything else most of the time.
I suppose there's more aluminum out there.
Yeah, and steel wheels tend to be, the new steel wheels are so springy and so light that they actually don't like to straighten like they used to. So lots of times a replacement's actually a better option. But this thing's been, again, a very good problem-free machine. It was a great purchase. I won't need to be upgrading it anytime soon.
Wow, very cool.
It's been a good machine. And it can push and pull. It basically works like a hydraulic push, like a porta-power more or less.
Yeah.
So it has a hydraulic piston that pushes and can push and pull the wheel back to round again.
Very neat.
Yeah, it's very good. So sometimes you got to heat it up a little bit, but it's pretty good. We got 2 welders. We have a TIG and a MIG welder for doing anything that we need to do. I probably use the MIG more than anything. It works really well. Again, good quality. It's important to have good quality equipment.
Nice Lincoln machine.
Yeah. Got a hydraulic press for pressing out centers once we've cut the welds. We've got lots of, you can see lots of centers back here I've cut out over over the last couple years here. So I got some Ozawheel wheels and some other wheels there. So I got lots of that stuff kicking around that I've cut out, and a sandblasting cabinet for prepping them before we install. That's one thing we always do, is blast the centers before we put them back in so that we can get a good weld. That's our little polishing room.
Okay.
It's got automatic lighting in it, so. But yeah, it's for doing the little bit of polishing that we do. We don't do a lot of it, but you know, we do trim pieces for people for their older cars and stuff like that, so.
Cool.
Yeah.
And over here you've got some neat equipment as well. I see a lot of Hunter stuff here.
Yeah, you know, when we were looking, when we were going to open the business and when we were looking for equipment, these guys were demoing this machine, this tire machine at the Dragons Rod and Custom show that year. And I really liked its operation, how it worked, and you know, it just comes down to that same old adage that you can't claim to be the best if you don't have good equipment.
Yeah, and this one's really self-sufficient. It actually just does it all. On its own.
It is basically touchless. The only thing that touches the rim at all is the one mounting foot, this mounting foot. But for the most part, I set the machine so it's actually nothing touches the rim but the tire. Yeah. So it's not been as problem free as other equipment that we have, but when it is working 100%, it's in my opinion one of the best machines on the market.
Yeah.
Our balancer is the same thing. Our balancer has been trouble free for years. It's a road force balancer, so we can do all sorts of cool things with this road force balancer. It can do things like hide wheel weights behind spokes, so that you can, when you're doing a really high-end car, you don't have to see wheel weights and things like that. It can do things as cool as it can tell me when I'm done doing all 4 tires, it can tell me where on the car I should put the tires to get the best driving car out of the whole thing. It is really cool.
I guess for people that don't know what the road force is, this drum comes out, puts several hundred pounds of force on the wheel to simulate road force, is exactly what, exactly the name.
Yeah, and it measures the tire going up and down and side to side and the imperfection in the tire, and then it can tell me if I should deflate the tire and turn the tire on the rim to try to get it to run smoother.
Right.
So, you know, you want your road force values to be low numbers, which is usually 1 to 20, and then 20 and up is considered medium moderate, and then over 35 is considered extreme. I have seen tires, especially some of these cheap Chinese tires, I have seen them as high as into the 90s.
Oh, wow.
And people are they're coming in because they're complaining about vibration problems.
Yes.
And 9 times out of 10, it's because the tire was very poorly constructed from factory.
And they're all constructed differently, like you say, different companies. And without that machine, you wouldn't know that.
No, you don't know that. And you can see, sometimes you can see it a little bit by eye, but for the most part, it's pretty hard to see sometimes. And you can, it really separates the men from the boys when it comes to tire brands.
Yeah.
So, but again, they're very ergonomic machines. This one has a tire lift. So I don't have the air turned on. But anyway, I can push this pedal up and down and it'll raise the tire up to slide it onto the, because this slides back and forth.
Takes your back out of the equation.
Takes your back out of the equation. This machine, same thing. You can roll the wheel up to it. This one will go down because it's hydraulic. And you can roll that wheel onto the spindle and then you just lift it up.
I like that.
Yeah, it's it's a very nice system. So. I don't want to do what I want it to do. There we go. So they fall down overnight, so
that is very
just going to home right now. But yeah, no, it's a nice machine. It's been good. Both the pieces of equipment have been really good. So then we got a standard air compressor like most shops. But one of our big things that we have that lots of shops don't have is we have an air dryer as part of our air system. A lot of tire shops don't have that, and with TPMS sensors and things like that, you really don't want to be putting moist and wet air into the tire.
Yeah.
It corrodes the wheels from the inside, and it can damage those monitors. So it's kind of crucial. We have it partially because we paint, because with painting you need to have dry air, but it really helps with all the rest of it too.
Cool.
Yeah. So yeah, we got some wheels, tires, and then we got wash bay in the back, and then a yard outside for parking cars. So yeah.
Very cool. Well, thank you, Darren, for the tour. I very much appreciate
Yeah,
it. It was
no
good
problem.
to actually have you, have you walk around with us here. I know you're busy. You got a big event going on here today.
Yeah, for sure.
We're going to share everybody all the cars that are outside here. Visiting Roland Steel at our go-to guy for wheels and tires and all that stuff. Thank you again, Darren.
Yeah, thanks a lot for coming, Gary.
Have a great weekend at the Cruise Day weekend in Saskatoon. Thanks for
bet.
watching, guys.
Okay.